Excellent. All right, I'm going to change screen so I don't look at myself over here. Perfect. Here we go. I'm back in the swing of things.
Wow. Welcome back. It's so good to see you guys again. Oh my gosh. We are so back, baby. Welcome to Not Coming Soon. My name is Ryan Myers.
And my name is Jeff Myers.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure what you're insinuating.
What?
By you sound like we haven't been around in a while. It sounds like you're indicating that we haven't been consistent in our upload schedule.
Oh, no. No, this was a planned this was a sabbatical. Yeah. But
we had burned ourselves out. Too many videos. Too much consistency for too long.
Anywho, we're back. It doesn't matter where we were, and we're back. And if you're burnt out at work, quit. They don't need you. But we're here to talk about movies, as our most devout fans know all too well. And so we always start that conversation off with what we're currently watching. Now, Jeff, what are you watching?
What I am watching. Yeah. I'm not. Let's see.
He's not.
Well, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start on a negative note?
Yes. Please.
Okay. So
let's get some controversy to get the juices flowing.
The other week, I watched the Abomination on film. Sorry, it probably wasn't film. It was all digital. They didn't give a crap. The film Argylle, and I am reluctantly calling it a film because that was trash. Okay, so I strolled on down to my local AMC as a member of the A-list. I feel less bad knowing that I didn't pay directly for this movie.
All right.
Dude, like, I halfway through that movie, I was like, this is I can't believe I'm watching this. I can't believe somebody watched this and put it out there. Because it's not with, like, the people who made it aren't bad.
Uh-huh.
Like, we got the Kingsman movies out of this guy. We got, what is it, X-Men First Class out of this guy? How did he make this movie?
Okay, but that's one question I do have. How in the heck does this tie into the Kingsman universe? Because apparently it does. If you stayed through the credits and saw the poster.
Dude, it is not. There's no way this movie does well enough to warrant a sequel. But also, how is that working with the IP?
No, I don't understand.
Because he's definitely overtly saying that this is part of the Kingsman.
Right. Is there some, like, deep, very long, like, comic book or literary thing?
No!
Like, where is this? How are you just like, oh, this is not Kingsman, but it's, like, part of the same? Even the color scheme and the font is the same.
I don't know. So I think starting from the beginning, the marketing campaign for this movie, they've been showing trailers for it for so long.
Yeah. It's that Apple
At first, I was like, "Oh, this looks fun. Yeah. This looks all right."
That's new.
And then at the 17th time I watched the trailer, I was like, "This is probably going to be pretty. This is going to be pretty bad." And then I went into the theater to watch the movie, and it was so much worse than I could have possibly imagined. First of all, they marketed this thing with a real book written by two people completely. Yes, like a real book that is supposed to be the first book of the series Argylle.
Okay. Written
pseudonymously by whatever her name is, L.E. Conway. The character.
Yeah.
Written pseudonymously by the character. So I like, to begin with, I'm like, what's the goal here? What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't understand. and they massacred Henry Cavill. He looks awful in this movie. How do you make him look so bad? He actually did look pretty good at the end when he like comes out as like the hick.
Yeah, which confused me as well. What did that mean?
Unbelievable. I have literally no idea. I have literally no idea what that meant at the end.
And it's the vibe of it too was like, did you see it? You guys see what we did? Look how cheeky it is. It was like I don't know. I don't know what just happened.
Okay, the CG was terrible. There was too many twists that were all just like revealed. There was nothing that there was like maybe a comment or two that was a good twist is something that's in front of you the whole time, and it's like subtly threaded. So you go back and you watch. Oh, right. This is like a mini reveal. This is a mini reveal, and then ultimately it's like if I am paying attention closer as I'm watching it, I can see the groundwork this was just completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, how that was not her parents. When they said that they weren't. A spoiler for those who haven't seen Argylle.
I don't care.
When they're like, these aren't your parents, I was like, all right. It's a tricky one.
When I thought for a second that was her real dad, and it was okay, if you're going to watch Argylle and you haven't yet, this is a spoiler. Sorry. When Bryan Cranston was revealed to be her dad, I was like,
to kill her,
"Oh,
like,
buckle up! This is gonna be good." And it's just like not. It's nothing. It's just I hated it. I hated all of it. The CG was terrible. Like the powder fight was incoherent.
Oh, what?
And then they get to the bottom of the boat and she's ice skating. She's ice skating in crude oil. And she doesn't have a drop on her until she has a smear on her cheek in the following scene.
Right.
She's ice skating in crude oil. She goes down on her knees and stands up completely clean.
Right.
You know, I noticed it at first, like when they're in that room and the room is filling with oil, and the henchmen start to walk and start to slip and slide because they're walking on oil. I was like, that guy's not. He's standing on nothing. Look at his feet. And then it just got worse from there.
And they like hung by the. All right, nobody shoot because we're gonna explode. And then they kind of just threw that out the window because I think everyone just started shooting.
Yeah, they completely threw it out the window.
Also,
like nobody shoot because we're standing in oil.
Also, not how like oil works. Yes, it's slippery. I see what you did there, but putting on metal blades, which would spark as well.
Thank you.
I don't disagree with you, but I think it was so ludicrously ridiculous. I know those pretty much mean the same thing, but I thought that was kind of hilarious. I was laughing, not maybe audibly, but I was chuckling on the ice skating on oil. I'm sorry. I went into
no, I get it, and I wish like honestly, in reality, I wish that was my attitude. And I can see how, like, if it caught me in a somewhat different mood, I would be singing a different tune, and I would be like, this was hilarious. But, like, what I thought about the movie going into it versus what it... Like, I thought it was going to be bad, and I couldn't believe how bad it was. I don't know. Maybe it's on me. Maybe it's my fault.
I wouldn't say it's your fault. I don't
think it did well though.
It did or it didn't?
It did not.
Well, they definitely made it seem like it was going to be a espionage thriller a la James Bond. But it was more like James Bond meets Austin Powers without Mike Myers.
Yeah.
But anyway, you helped me out because going into it with your one, I was like, we went to it at like a dinner movie type place, so I'm just like,
okay,
I'm chowing down, and whatever happens, and a lot happened. It was also, I felt extremely long. I thought it was ending like 3 or 4 times.
For real, like I can't. Dude, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 73%.
They get it. I predict this being a cult classic. I think this is going to stick around with us for a very long time. Or it's going to disappear for a while and then come back in a big way. It just has
Its budget was $200 million and it made $44 million.
Yikes. And this is annoying too because they'll be like, see what happens when we make original content? You guys don't go to those. So then we have to...
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Now that's interesting to discuss.
I low-key think they make these terrible, unique or like new idea movies just to be like, see, we have to do sequels.
That's true. Now, okay, let me do I think the way that you reacted to Argylle is similar to how I reacted to Madam Web.
Oh, yeah, I have not seen Madam Web, but I don't hear good things.
I hear
Sony
things
strikes
like
again.
It's the worst movie ever. It's the worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
What? Like, I don't think they've seen enough bad movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was fresh off the heels of seeing Argylle, which I think is in the running for one of the worst movies ever made. And then I go into Madam Web hearing that Madam Web is the worst movie ever made and it's terrible and all of the cast hates it and all of these different things. And I go into it and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be... I don't want it to be Morbius bad because Morbius bad is just boring.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
Bad, which is weird. That's hard to do.
And this one was just weird. Like, they just made some... I thought it was a very middling movie. Like, straight down the line, I thought it was like a formulaic superhero movie.
Yeah. Like Black Adam.
But I have an interesting relationship with Black Adam. Let's move past. I don't want to talk about.
Didn't you give it a 5? Or you did something?
I gave it a 5
star.
I gave
it a 5, and I went into it thinking that was a very serious 5 stars. And when you asked
about
it, I didn't know how to.
Did you read my Did you read my review?
I think so, but it wasn't. It still wasn't fully clear. I didn't know if you if you thought it was incredible or if. So I tried to test the waters afterwards to see what you actually thought of it. I love love Dwayne. That's a fun time.
That was a fun bad movie. Venom is a fun bad movie.
It's a fun bad movie. Tom Hardy, how could you not?
Morbius was not a fun bad movie.
It's got to be.
I think the cultural artifact that it is, with the various stars, mainly the 2 stars that are kind of on the rise.
Dakota Johnson.
Well, Sydney Sweeney's definitely on the rise. But Dakota Johnson's been around for a while, but I think that the media tour for this movie raised her profile to another level.
I thought it destroyed it completely because she unapologetically was talking about how she knows nothing about Spider-Man or the Spider-Man universe or comic books at all, and I thought that pissed people off to where they're just like, okay, I'm done with you.
Yeah, I think that I lay the blame for that more on Sony and what Sony is trying to do because they have the rights to the Spider-Man universe, but they cannot say Spider-Man.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
I don't know that for a fact.
Did they not say it the entire movie?
They did not say Spider-Man.
Was there any reference to Spider-Man?
Can I just spoil this thing for you?
I don't know.
Okay, first of all, the three girls, they don't actually turn into Spider-Women in the movie. You only see them in spider suits in dream sequences.
Like dream, like not real.
Like they're
collective dream sequences.
No, there is the villain of this movie
Is Freddy Krueger.
is trying to stop his impending doom. He has visions of the future of himself being killed by these three spider women.
Okay.
So he sees the spider women as spider women.
Like different characters. Like Madam Web is not Spider Girl, Spider Woman. What are the characters?
They have various names in the comics.
Okay.
I did not do my due diligence.
No, that's fine.
My apologies.
What do they call them in the movies? In this movie?
They don't.
Wait, the movie called Madam.
Webb is her last name.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Jeez. Okay. I can't say that's ridiculous because Dr. Octavius and Dr.
Yeah, come on.
Doom.
That's the Spider-Man universe.
That's true.
So they never turn into Spider-Woman in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an origin story for them. This is an origin story for Madam Web.
Who is one of them, correct?
No, Madam Web, I don't know if you remember. I had a we might have watched this together, but there was a Spider-Man animated TV show.
I remember Madam Web for that.
Growing up. Yeah. And Madam Web is, I think she's a paraplegic woman who is blind, but can see the future and is basically like a weird shaman slash mentor to Spider-Man.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Weird. Okay.
So Peter Parker is not in this movie.
Okay.
Spider-Man is not in this movie.
Right.
Ben Parker is in this movie.
Does he die again?
Not in this movie. Played by Adam Scott. He is a coworker. Of.
Wait. Okay. So in the future, though, that time checks out.
I think this is supposed to be early 2000s, like 2003 or something like that.
I remember them talking about that where they're like, they screwed up which Spider-Man to have because they used the wrong era, and then they're like, cut it, and they just like didn't do it at all.
And Spider-Man, Peter Parker's mom is. Wait,
Aunt May or his mom?
Peter Parker's mom. So Ben Parker.
So unclear if
I'm confused.
Ben's sister or May's sister. Or neither.
No, you're right. You're right. It was Peter Parker's mom. So Ben Parker is brothers with Peter Parker's father.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yes.
Mrs. Parker is pregnant.
Oh. Pete.
And gives birth at the end of the movie.
To a live spider.
But they never name Peter Parker.
I'm picturing the terrible naming sequence in Fantastic Four. Like, for the love of Pete. Say that again.
Okay, so I had a very
wait. Sorry, I'm sorry. I want to talk about this birthing sequence. So, is it like how is this story connected at all?
It really is a mess of a story.
Okay.
Like, it's not like the movie itself is honestly, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's
okay.
It's like, it's not great. There are like really weird things, like she's watching Christmas, like ancient Christmas movies in the middle of July or something. Like, she's like just a weird person who is doing very weird things as she's operating through the world.
Right.
It also is a very big Pepsi ad. There is a
Heck
ton
yeah.
of Pepsi product placement.
Heck yeah.
And it's pretty amusing in a year when Pepsi did a giant rebrand
they did.
to do a big sponsorship of a period piece.
Oh yeah, good point. So I'm assuming they used 2003 Pepsi products. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So it's just a weird thing to branding decision wise. I think it's just a very strange decision.
Now, what would have been cool is if they used their rebrand items, didn't address
And
it.
this is a new universe.
New universe, or it's time travel. What?
Okay, so we can let's talk about the universe a little bit.
Okay.
So Sony
Yeah.
is trying to build a Spider-Man universe that is adjacent to Spider-Man.
Right. Is it okay?
That doesn't have a Spider-Man.
And is this universe okay? So this universe has to be outside of the Sinister Six hodgepodge that they're trying to throw together. No.
No, I think this is I think, but I don't think that Dakota Johnson will ever be asked to do another superhero movie.
Yeah. So what is Sony? What is Sony doing?
What is Sony doing?
What is Sony doing?
Okay.
What are they actually doing? It's
Well, I think that this might have blown up some
plans.
Because this was so poorly received, and generally these do all right. I think that they saw Morbius and they were like, "That's a pandemic movie. It's really like we had a little bit of a meme moment." I don't know, but so they did Venom, then they did Morbius, then they did Madam Web, and coming up they have Kraven the Hunter.
Ah, yes. With your boy,
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of Aaron Taylor Johnson, we watched, they re-released Tenet in 70 millimeter. Oh my gosh. It was sick.
I bet.
It was so cool. The
Man.
sound and everything was insane.
Oh yeah, because you and I saw that on a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
At a drive-in theater with the sound coming out of our car, which turned off every
Yep.
10 minutes if we didn't start it and turn it off again.
Yep.
Wow. You deserve that.
It was good for the 10th viewing, for it to be in 70 millimeter. Okay. So they've got Kraven the Hunter coming out.
Yes.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think that might, how that fares will have a big impact on what the future of that Sony thing is going forward.
Yeah.
So, and rumors are that Sony is fighting Disney on what the next Spider-Man movie is going to be. Whether it's going to be a street level story or a multiverse level story. Sony has the rights to the character. I'm assuming they can pull him.
Yeah. This, I'm gonna get back on my soapbox. After you peak, I think there's no other recourse but to start over. And you cannot make a better Tom Holland Spider-Man movie now that you made No Way Home. In my humble opinion. And it's the same thing with like Avengers Endgame. You made this movie that was the culmination of decades of IP and films coming together to create this amazing thing that everyone loved. You can't top that. So you got to start over. That's my thing to use right now, Sony. Start over. Marvel, start over.
Yeah,
That's my take. That's
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, it has been rough going.
Yeah.
It has been rough going. But it seems like there is a readjustment, remapping of where they're going to be heading.
True.
As the Disney Corporation, I think they've come in and they've said we're not doing these to do these anymore. We're like at a certain point, yes, bad Marvel movies made $1 billion.
Yeah, but didn't they not? They stopped kind of making money after No Way Home, didn't they?
Yes, but sorry, I mean like Iron Man 3.
Oh, I see.
Made $1 billion.
Right, because you had to see it to see the next one. There's not that vibe anymore. People just don't care.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just making bad movies.
That's also true. They're not helping themselves.
I think they did a good job. So the first stretch is like a really good movie, and then 3 pretty middling movies in Captain America,
right,
Incredible Hulk, and Thor.
Yeah.
And then they did the Avengers, and Iron Man 2 might be before the Avengers. I think it might be before the Avengers, but then they have the Avengers, and then they have like a mix of like Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, but then you have like Guardians of the Galaxy breathing new life. And then you have
Winter Soldier was good.
Winter Soldier, and that kind of like continued as they continued to make good movies until Endgame.
Yeah. Yep. Including Endgame, of course.
Yes.
And then
including Endgame.
Well, even the little bit after was good too. Like maybe I'm just thinking of No Way Home.
Oh no, I really liked Far From Home.
Oh, Far From Home. My God, those were both after. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I was gonna say there was something else in there.
Yeah.
But then, now they're just like you said, making them to make them.
Yeah, and then I think that the TV shows hurt them as well. Like it wasn't.
Season 2 is pretty dope.
Pretty what?
Pretty dope.
Oh yes.
Loki season 2.
I heard dumb. I was like, I thought
no, dude,
Loki season 2 was great.
Love season 2. And Moon Knight, of course, incredible.
But it didn't feel like required viewing anymore. And then that like trickled into the movies, and then you had The Marvels, which is not a bad movie.
I still haven't seen it.
I recently watched it, and it was like it was fun.
Okay.
Like it wasn't. I don't think it deserved to be a flop. But I don't think they marketed it well. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It seems like a lot of these either come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This is not in the Marvel universe, but Kung Fu Panda, the first I heard about that was, I think, the Super Bowl, which was a month before the movie came out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Out. Like, Kung Fu Panda, I feel like in the past was like a 6-month hype fest.
Yeah.
Up until the release. So I was like,
I don't know.
I thought it was weird.
That's DreamWorks, which is Universal?
See, I'm confused by this because, yes, I think so.
But don't they have Illumination?
Yeah, see, I don't know. Yes, they do. And this is why I get confused by Universal Studios, because you have a hodgepodge of little things they picked up along the way. Like, you have the... don't they have, like, a Hulk roller coaster?
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah. I something like that. And Harry Potter is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's not even like... it's like... I'm confused a little bit by the path of Time Warner Brothers, and all that.
It's out now.
It's already out?
Today, I could get tickets for Kung Fu Panda 4.
Interesting. Yeah, it just came out of absolutely nowhere. Yeah, so I don't know what Universal owns. Who is the owner of Max right now?
That is Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay, Warner Brothers Discovery. That's right. Okay. I couldn't remember who the other side of that Warner deal was. Yeah.
And that's a weird one because the whole saga of Warner Brothers itself is crazy. Like, because it's been tossed around acquisition to acquisition, because it was bought by Time, and then it became Time Warner, and then it was I don't remember, but it was Time Warner. AOL bought it and didn't do anything with it, then spun it out, and then it was acquired by AT&T, and AT&T didn't do anything to it. It kind of let it just kind of operate. Well, the problem that they're having now is that the AT&T acquisition was funded by debt. So AT&T took on a bunch of debt to buy Time Warner. And then they turned it into
that seems like if you're a
Warner Brothers something. And then they spun it out into Warner Brothers, and they it's like a weird spin out / merger / sale to Discovery. So they became Warner Brothers Discovery, and they threw all the debt at it. So now it's got a huge debt problem. So it can't, like, all these things that you're hearing about, like them canceling projects and like shelving, like, I don't know if you've seen, but they have like a finished Wile E. Coyote v Acme movie that is like
that's done.
It's like finished, and they're just deleting it.
Weird.
It's weird, but like that's because they have all this debt, and they're trying to sell down the debt with tax write-offs, and you're seeing a lot of. I thought this was weird the other day, but there was an ad on Peacock for all of the Nolan movies, which are Warner Brothers movies.
Yeah.
Famously, he left Warner Brothers because of the day and date stuff that happened in the beginning of COVID.
Yep.
And went to Universal. So Warner Brothers is so strapped for cash that they're selling their like crown jewel stuff that should be like the cream of the crop for Max to sell people on Max subscriptions. They're selling them to Netflix and Universal. It's crazy. So I don't know if that ends once they figure out their debt situation. But right now it's like kind of weird to be a Max subscriber.
Yeah, it is. But they have Big Bang Theory, so. That's like my comfort show, everyone. Freaking love Big Bang Theory. Anyway, but low key, if Marvel sticks to their guns trying to make Phase whatever work, and Sony does whatever the heck they're doing, and Warner Brothers comes out of this with an absolutely amazingly intricate James Gunn DC universe, they could take the cake. They could get on top. It could happen.
It could happen.
Because they're starting from scratch with a like relatively unknown person as Superman. I dig it. I dig that choice.
Yeah.
100%. Do it. That's what nobody really knew who Robert Downey Jr. was. Nobody knew who Chris Hemsworth was, other than of course Cabin in the Woods fans out there. Chris Evans, like nobody. So that was the winning formula back then.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Well, that got derailed.
Yeah, big time.
You guys, we talked for like 15 minutes, carefully planning what we would discuss.
And this
superhero movies were not.
I guess we just need to make more of these. That's the moral of the story.
That's what I'm hearing. That's true. We build up all this content.
Yeah.
Gotta get it out.
Okay. So should we go on to the main attraction of Not Coming Soon?
I think we should. I think I want to hear what you got in the big noggin of yours. Because you said you had an idea when we were trying to make something work back in January.
And I'll be honest, I don't know which one of these half ideas I was talking about when I said that I had an idea cooking. So I'm just going to read you what I
idea I've come up with.
No, I'm just gonna read you
Okay.
one idea. I have one
Excellent.
sentence, and we're gonna go
Perfect.
from there. You ready?
Perfect. God, I hope it's just it's like super off the wall. Here we go. Go.
Okay, so this is a paranoid thriller.
Excellent. Is that part of the sentence, or is that you're leading into the sentence?
I'm leading into the sentence.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Man returns to his dinner table, and
Love it.
nobody remembers him.
Yes. Okay. I'm all in. Where did he go?
To the
Like,
rest. He
to
went
call-
to go
or-
pee.
Okay, went to the bathroom. Okay. Okay. All right. So, are you thinking? So, what social commentary are we trying to make here?
I probably wrote this 2 months ago, and I have not returned to it since. So I'm very excited to see where we go with it.
No, I think this is fantastic. Okay. Okay. So he goes to pee.
So he goes to pee.
They're eating dinner, I'm assuming.
And I think that my kind of vibe that I want to do is like
Yeah.
David Fincher's The Game,
Okay. Yep.
where it's like I don't know what's going on. I don't know but I don't know if I want to just start at the dinner. So he's at some restaurant with a group of people.
Oh, okay. I was picturing this in a home.
No.
Like his family is around the table.
But I think it is like akin to that, where it is
Okay.
his family
Okay.
or like close friends. He's having dinner with a close group of friends. He gets up to go to the restroom, and he comes back, and everybody's like, "Excuse me? Who are you?"
Interesting. Oh man, so intriguing.
So I don't know if
Yeah.
that's just a moment in the story, or if that is like where we start.
Okay. So we could do it obviously like you're saying one of two ways. I'm thinking if we do it where we start at the table, I think we go around for like 10-15 minutes like in jovial conversation where
Yeah.
everybody's talking about the past, how they know each other, pieces like
baby.
that.
Yeah,
it's
baby.
very clear that they have a
They
long,
know this guy.
they know this guy. And then we could start with that, and then because there's an alternative where we had this guy is just like washing his hands in the bathroom. He looks up at the mirror, and then comes back to his table, and they don't know who he is, and then we like go back in time. But I think I like the first one better. Where
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay.
So you don't really know what this, not don't know what it's about, but you just are thrown into this
Yeah.
dinner conversation that is giving you kind of expository context about
Yeah,
who these
yeah.
people are and who the main character is that we're going to follow. So it's kind of shown from his perspective, or
Yeah.
they're telling stories about the group and addressing him directly. And then he goes to the restroom, comes back, and nobody knows who he is. Now, what does that mean? And where do we go from there?
Right, because the conflict is immediately shown.
Yes.
So we need to, because usually you build up to the conflict, but I like the turning the formula on its head. And it's hard because usually the first act of a movie is the build up, so then you have just like menial conversations with individuals and like all this time to kill to kind of like slow knife your way up into the twist. But he would just immediately start with it. Does he interact with somebody? So this comes to some, maybe not blows, but this comes to this interaction at the beginning. It gets heated when he gets mad at them for not remembering who he is. And then I'm seeing him like on the street, just like not knowing what to do.
Yes. So he gets aggressive.
Yeah. Yes.
as as these people are not like, because he starts off like nice, good one, guys, and then
Right,
it's
right,
like
of course.
slowly no longer a joke, and he's realizing that they actually don't remember him, and
Yeah.
like he gets aggressive with it, and then he gets kicked out of the restaurant, so he's like on the street.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yep.
It is in his home.
It's in his home. Okay.
The dinner is in his home, or
Okay.
some like a friend's home.
Okay. It probably has to be a friend's home because otherwise they'll be like, if they don't know him, they're gonna be like, "Where am I?"
Yes, it's in a friend's home, and they call the police, and he is arrested.
Okay. All right. Yes.
And then somebody
Excellent.
visits him in prison to tell him what is going on. But what is going on
What is going on?
what if it's a situation where he signed something, he signed some right away in a
Terms and
deal.
conditions?
Yeah, in like some terms and conditions of a deal. I'm trying to think what kind of situation, it's
Or so if we want to play it like that, and there's some sort of like Black Mirror technological or Big Brother aspect to this. What if his free trial is up?
oh, interesting.
And they're pulling him out only to him be like, what are you even talking about at this point? He had bought into whatever situation he had got himself into. But how would that change? That wouldn't necessarily, because unless it's a simulation, which I feel like is, the more I use that, the more I feel like it's a cop out.
Yeah, I don't want to do a simulation. I want this to be
Because this has to be a genuine lack of acknowledgement from his friends.
yeah.
So he goes to prison. Someone comes. You know, actually, what if we take away the person who comes to explain the whole situation? What
Okay.
if we just, we leave people in the dark even longer. Like, I think we have to figure it out gradually with this person.
Okay.
Um,
I like it.
Do you think something has changed in the fabric of society or like of the world, or or is this isolated in his mind?
No, I don't like. I was just thinking everything is the same. There's all that has happened is that nobody remembers him. So maybe he doesn't go to prison. Maybe he is just kicked out of this restaurant. And he,
Or the house.
yeah.
I think he could be thrown in like the drunk tank and then they let him out like the next morning.
Yeah. Okay.
None the wiser.
Yeah. So he starts making calls to people on his phone.
What? Okay, so are they still on his phone?
Yes, I think so. I
Okay,
think they're
okay.
still on his phone, but he's not on their phones.
Yeah. How'd you get this number?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, do you want the resolution of this to kind of be like yesterday, where there really is no like this is just how it is. We're not going to walk you through why the world changed in this way.
Yeah.
He just has to learn how to be okay with this. Like start fresh. Oh, start fresh. That could be the message here.
Yeah.
Friends are a dime a dozen.
Friends are a dime a dozen. They can be replaced.
Yeah. So do we think he has some sort of displeasure with his current life? Not necessarily with his friends themselves, but something going on with him that would warrant a fresh start that they potentially go over in the discussion before he goes to the bathroom?
No, I don't think so. But I think
No? Okay.
that we plant seeds in that conversation
Yes,
for things that
definitely.
he's going to do to try to investigate what is going on.
Yeah.
So like introduce people in that conversation that he'll then try to seek out.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
What if he finds someone that was not affected by this this piece?
I kind of think so. I kind of like that. They like mentioned somebody in conversation that like have you ever heard from this person? And like, oh no, it's been a while. And
Maybe he's crossed someone who has access to weird technology that can suck the memory of a certain person
damn.
from people.
Damn.
And
Wow.
there's
Okay.
some people, or there is like a person or two who is not on the list of people that
Yeah.
this person is able to affect.
Or they plant the seed of this person he hasn't talked to in a while, and it was a recluse and is kind of weird, but like went to their high school or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is some tech wizard or chemist in some way, and agrees to help out our person. And he can't remember. He like always the main person is always like, why haven't we talked? And the guy's like, I don't know. But it turns out he has some like deep seated like resentment for him. And so he invented the whatever that wipes people's minds. So this is his way of getting back at him, but he pretends to help him the whole time, even though it's revealed by the end that he caused it. I don't know where we go from there. It's kind of like the Gift vibe.
Yeah. What if through the course of helping him through this time, he truly befriends him? And I don't know. I'm like going back and forth a lot on what I want this story to be. Right. Maybe we noodle on it. And
I think we noodle on it. I think we have more than enough to go off here.
Yeah.
And play with different ideas, and if one comes to a satisfying resolution, or not even, just like whatever tickles your brain.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Nice. Great.
Cool.
I love it. Guy comes back. I love, like, out of context, if someone would just, like, look at my movie ideas note on my phone, they'll be like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this guy is not satisfied with his existence, huh? This guy's got issues.
Yeah. I love it. Cool. We can get funky with that.
Well, I have a connection for you.
Excellent. What do you got for me?
Do you want me to give you it? Let me give it to you before I come up with something.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. We'll race.
Let's race to it. I want you to connect Dakota Johnson to Sam Rockwell.
Okay. I have like no idea who's in 50 Shades of Grey. So I would have to use Madam Web, which is also going to be hard because I'm not as familiar with Sydney Sweeney's movie roles. I'm missing something though. Dakota Johnson's in something else.
She's in one of the movies that is like inexplicably one of my favorite movies. I don't know if that helps you. I can give you the title.
Wait,
it's not the direction I'm gonna go in, but
okay. You're not going off. So what are you going off of, Dakota Johnson then?
I am going off of Madam Web.
Okay.
I'm gonna do I'm doing Madam Web to Argylle.
Oh, okay. So what? Give me another hint on what this Dakota Johnson title is. Like you specifically, like you, not necessarily me.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if you've seen it. We might have watched it together.
She's
I'm
on
just
an
gonna.
episode of The Office.
I'm just gonna say it's Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, okay. All right. That gets me. All right, I'm just like going off into nothingness.
Yeah.
Like it's not getting me to Sam Rockwell. All right, I think I got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right.
All right. Take me through it.
So Dakota Johnson is in Bad Times at the El Royale with Chris Hemsworth.
Hmm?
Chris Hemsworth is in Cabin in the Woods with Bradley Whitford. Bradley Whitford is in Get Out with Lakeith Stanfield, who is in Haunted Mansion with Danny DeVito, who is in Get Shorty with John Travolta. John Travolta is in Face Off with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is in Matchstick Men with Sam Rockwell.
Dude, let's go.
Sick.
Man,
Yes.
that is, man.
Hell, yeah. That felt good.
Dang. Yeah, so you could easily get there with MCU. You could just do Bad Times at the El Royale with Chris Hemsworth and the Avengers. Robert Downey Jr. is in Iron Man 2 with Sam Rockwell.
Yep.
You could also do what I did, which is Madam Web. Adam Scott is in Madam Web.
You told me
He's
that. I
in-
should have, yeah.
He's in
Okay.
Step Brothers with Will
Nice.
Ferrell,
Yep.
who's in The Other Guys with Samuel L. Jackson, who's in
Oh.
Argylle.
Oh,
With
very good.
Sam
That's
Rockwell.
that's a clean line.
Well, we just want to thank you so much for stopping by, spending some time with us. We hope to be more consistent and bring you new episodes that are not coming soon. So stay tuned, get subscribed, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. And we sincerely hope you get to where you're going.
Get to where you're going, and we hope we get to a place that is monetized. So consistency is not all on us, guys. You do play a role. Tell your friends. We don't tell our friends because it's I don't want them to know this exists. But if you tell your friends, that'd be great. Because
Spread the
we're
word.
not gonna advertise either.
Yeah, we're not. This is a money making machine that is never going to be invested in.
This has to take off organically or not at all. Okay, so that is on you guys. If you like the content, keep listening, subscribe, tell people, buy airspace on us. I don't know.
Yeah, hit me up. We have 4 subscribers.
Shoot. All right.
I think 2 of them are us, and 1, I believe, is my wife.
Okay. The other one is not my wife.
Show the sport.
It might be. I'm not sure.
Well,
Well.
bye.
Classic.
Love you.
Love you guys. Oh, puppy.
Papaya.